Welcome, everyone. This is Miss Rhonda with TME Podcast. Thank you for listening to the podcast and continuing to listen to the podcast on whatever platform that you are either watching or listening to. I am continuing my Incredible Woman series, and right now I have my beautiful niece on, Miss Bri'Aiona McAlister. Hey, boo.
Hey T.
Look at her looking all fabulous. See, that's what I'm talking about. Right there, right there. So, if you have been listening or watching the Incredible Woman series, then you know what I've done and what I'm doing is I have chosen 10 women who I deem as incredible. And they don't know why I have chosen them to be incredible until the podcast. They have just agreed to be on the podcast. So, I want to let her know why I've chosen her, okay, as an incredible woman. First of all, I could go through like a whole list of things, all right? So, she is an entrepreneur. She just graduated from cosmetology school. She is the first person in our family on this side to own her own home. And how old were you when you first bought your home, B?
Uh, 20. I think I was 20.
Okay. She has her own business. She is just doing so many wonderful things. She models. She's like a brand ambassador on Instagram. She just does all of these absolutely wonderful things. And that's why I deem her, not just because she's my niece, but because she is definitely an incredible woman. So that's why I have you on my podcast, Boo, because you are absolutely incredible. You're doing things. I am absolutely proud of you. And I want the world to know that you out here making a difference. And they're going to remember you. She has her own brand called Be Hair Games for her business. So, yes, ma'am. So, the first question I have for you, B, is, and I call her she's my Beyonce. That's why I call her B. She my Beyonce. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is if I asked you what is it that you think makes you an incredible woman, what would you say?
Um, well, one, my voice kind of gone, but
I forgot she had a party
um,
last night.
well, why makes me incredible is, I just think my personality is just everything. You know what I'm saying? I walk in a room and I'm gonna light it up.
That's right, cause she full of fun. That's right. She know how to party. That's for sure. Now let me ask you, as young as you are, with so many things that you have accomplished already, what has been the most challenging thing for you?
The most challenging thing for me is like, mm, Mm, okay. I went to cosmetology school to say I got a job. That's why I went. So that was what was challenging for me because like applying for like certain credit cards or applying for like certain stuff, like as far as like a car or anything, like they want you to have a job. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I was unemployed. So
Right.
nowadays, legit, you know what I'm saying? I have a job. So that was something, you know what I'm saying, that was major. Because a lot of people out here know how to do hair, but they don't take the full step forward as far as like going the full mile. You know what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
just half doing it, and I couldn't half do it no more. Like, yeah, I do hair good, but I needed to be legit. Like I was legit, but I need to be legit legally.
Legit, legit. Right. With your license. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, as a woman, as a young lady, what are some of the things that are important to you?
Support, support is very important to me. You know what I'm saying? Because one, I support everybody. So I mean, I just feel like people's support is big on my end. Like it don't matter. We could be like this, but if the support not right, you gotta go.
Understand. Understand. And I know me. I just was talking to Mrs. Alicia Jordan. That's some of the things that we were talking about too. How women need to be more helpful with one another instead of thinking that one person have this too much, or they don't want to tell you too much information because you might get ahead of them, or that type of stuff. That kind of stuff needs to go, and we need to be more support of one another. We just had that conversation.
Yeah, and I'm gonna agree with you on that because that's just what's crazy. It's like if I'm doing something, and then it's a pride thing too, because people act like they don't know how to ask questions if you're doing something that they want to do. Why not ask questions? If you see I'm doing it, then ask questions about it so you could do it too. You know what I'm saying? But then because people be so scared and prideful about it because you got the people who act like they don't want to tell you. Me, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna ask questions because I'm always willing to learn and I can always teach too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you might know something that I don't know, and I might know something that you don't know. But yeah, that is something big. There's a major problem with females nowadays.
You're right. As you're absolutely right. I don't know, and it's been going on so long, and it goes on so much. I don't know how we could overcome it, but just like you were talking about your support, for me, I know I surround myself with people I know who will support me, and I just refuse to waste time with people who won't and can't. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
But
just ain't the
family,
point wasting the energy on it.
yeah, but that's why my number one priority as far as support is my family. That's just number one. My family always supported me, like my family always ever since forever. Like so as long as my family supported me before any outsiders, that's all that matters to me the most.
All right, all right, that's what's up. I like that. Um, how has COVID affected you, or has COVID changed you?
Well, COVID started in 2020.
Right.
So 2020, I was doing her at home. And then when COVID hit, I wasn't doing her at home no more. That's when I had end up going to the shop or whatever and start actually fixing it up. And that's why I was doing her. And like it didn't look nothing like how it looked now. It was
Hmm.
raggedy. It was beat up. It was beat up. But my clients, they was in there, they was coming to get their hair done, and we was just making it work. And yeah, so that was that. And now I'm on the road to revamping the inside now.
Okay.
So that was back in 2020. So ever since then, I just never did her at home no more. I just been doing it there and carrying on, carrying
Okay. So,
on.
all right. So, at least it pushed you to get your shop together. That's what's up.
Yeah, because I bought it in 2019. But then when COVID hit, I bought it in September of 2019,
Okay.
which that was the goal to turn into a shop. But it was just like, it wasn't a rush. But then when COVID hit, it was like, oh yeah, now I got to speed it up, get
Okay.
to it. Like I got to actually get to it.
Okay. So, what is something that you want for your life now? Like, what's your next goal? What's next on your list?
Uh, well, what's next on my list is to be a traveling hairstylist, where it's like I'm in this place for like, let's say like 2 weeks to a month. I'm here. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm doing client set. That's where I'm taking client set. And then of course I always come back home, be at home for let's say about a couple months, 2, 3 months, be at home. Then as I'm on to the next city. I'm there. I'm doing her for 2 weeks to a month. I'm just there. So that's what I'm working on right now, which is when I go out of town in Houston tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing her while I'm out there, and also like I'm gonna get them some business cards to pass out to people while I'm down there. So that way, if somebody wants their hair done since I'm there, then hit me up while I'm here.
Okay. I love it. I love it. See, she a go getter. Now, if there's a woman here or someone here on listening to the podcast, what is some advice or nuggets you would share with them?
You gotta be true to yourself. So where you lacking it, you gotta notice it yourself. You can't just always overlook anything that you lacking. If you know you could do something better, just do it better. You know what I'm saying, or get better at it because you can't always feel like, oh, I'm good, I'm good. It's somewhere where you know what I'm saying you can show improvement in. And that's just what I always do. I never look at stuff like, I mean, I won't say I'm being too humble, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I always been a humble person. So
Yeah,
with me just being a humble person, it's just like I always think I could do better than what I did. You know what I'm saying? I look back at all my old her pictures, I look back at everything and be like, I got way better. But I'm like, dang, I thought I was good then. But looking back, this looks like trash. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it was trash then, but just looking back, it's like I definitely improved and it's none but only to go up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't backtrack. All I'm gonna do is just go up. So
that's
I mean
fine.
you just gotta notice where you lacking at with anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be in denial about certain stuff. That's a lot of people problem. They be in denial about stuff. And if you notice something first about yourself, and don't let nobody else notice it before you notice it, because you know when other people notice stuff about you that you don't notice or that you try to ignore, you feel away when they say it to you or bring it to your attention. And if you notice it first, then you won't feel away about it. You know what I'm saying? You can be, oh, I'm working on it, or oh, I'm trying to get better. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
Hmm.
like that.
But in your craft and in your business for doing hair, how is it that you improve? Is it just that the more that you do your hair, you improve? Do you have to practice? How does that work?
No, I mean, if I do a hairstyle, let's say I do a hairstyle, it's different because, like, let's say I do this person. Okay, let's say I got these three type of people. I got a person who got long hair, I got a person who got medium hair, and I got a person who got thick hair. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna say somebody got thin hair. So a person got thin hair, a person got thick hair, and then somebody just got super long hair. They all getting the same hairstyle. But the
Hmm.
person with the thinner hair, let's say they getting like, let's say 4 braids, they getting 5 braids or something. The person with the thinner hair, I'm gonna use more weave on their hair versus the person with the longer hair. I'm gonna use lesser weave. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta know how to do everybody hair different. You can't do everybody hair the same because everybody hair is not the same.
Okay, that's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? So it's just that's a part of perfecting your craft right there. Because if you set up and did everybody hair the same, but everybody hair is different, it's gonna look a mess. So for your work to all look the same and look good, you have to learn people's head as you're doing it.
Okay.
So that was a part of me perfecting my craft because I'm looking like, dang, how this person braids it, and I was doing the same steps on everything, and I'm just like, you can't do that because this person braids look good right here, but then I'm looking at this person, I'm like, they braids look fat, it's ugly. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So yeah, so you just got to learn the difference as far as people heard, and that was a part of me perfecting my craft.
Okay. So are you gonna do more modeling as well? You got that on your list?
No, I'm fat. No,
You know they have plus size models, right?
I'm not plus size, but I'm fat.
Okay. I'm just saying. All right. You still beautiful though. You could do it.
Thanks, Auntie.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my podcast and sharing. Is there anything else you want anybody to know? You got anything coming up that you want everybody to know about? You want to tell everybody where your business is? What you want to tell?
um, Only thing I got coming up is revamping the inside of the shop. Um, and yeah, that's probably about it. And then doing a grand opening since I'm like legit now. You know what I'm saying? Revamp the inside of the shop and do a grand opening. I plan on doing it August 17th. But yeah, that's about it. So that's
All
it. That's
right,
all I got.
August 17th. Woo woo. That's Mama's birthday. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on TME Podcast as my guest. I love you very much, and I wish nothing but the absolute best for you, whatever God has for you to take you to your highest levels, babe.
Thank you for having me. I love
You
you
are.
too, Auntie.
All right, honey. All right, this
All
is
right.
Miss Rhonda with TME Podcast, and I will see you at the top. Good night.
See you at the top. Good night.
Good night, babe.